Oh man, we are here. We are live. It is Monday night. You are tuned in to the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast. Yes, sir. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar Treat 'em Swell, back from my absence. Join with me, as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More, Mr. Diamond Dirty D for life, and Coach Abe. Fellas, what it is, what it ain't, what's going on?
Man, fun
Good
filled week.
evening.
As, as always, was able to watch some video footage of the magnificent Lamborghini Warriors, Jaguars, the beasts of the East down there. They went to Texas and pooped on the whole state. Yes, they did. We're gonna talk about that there, but congrats to Lambo. That's what's going on. Did a benefit car show this weekend. Not a benefit car show. Let me rephrase that. We did a international car show this weekend. It was nice. We're gonna talk about. Well, not gonna talk about it, but that's what my weekend consisted of. Sunday, I went to an old school show, sound competition, hung out with the wife again as always. Great weekend for me.
There you go, Dirty D.
I had the privilege to go see the Pooh stepdaughter. She is playing in Carver High School's marching band. So I was able to go visit. Go visit. We'll go and see the band play. And then Carver played against Calhoun. Very interesting game. And I think it's the Atlanta Public School Classic or something that they're having down, which is Henderson Stadium, formerly known as Grady High School. And it was a televised game. So I got to see some teams that I don't know anything about. And now that I will be going to the games every Friday, I will see Stevenson this week. 2 weeks, Skip, I will be at Buford versus Carver in 2 weeks. So I'm giving everybody, if
What's
y'all
that
want to
date?
link up with me,
You said 2 weeks. Okay.
2 weeks from now, that Friday, Buford versus Carver, I will be at that game. If we want to link up, I know Coach A's schedule, but you want to come on up there, Skip, that's what we'll get to see Buford versus Carver.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna do it then. Be bet.
And that'll be one of the things. But it was a interesting thing to see her play in the band in ninth grade and get out there and do her thing and see a team that we won watching like that. So yes, Coach A.
Yes, sir, man. Got a chance to get some good work in this weekend. Went down to the state of Texas, Arlington, home of Kells Cowboys. Sorry. Got a chance to play against the team TNS Cougars. We played them actually in the 9U National Championship. We beat them 30-0 then, and this weekend we were victorious again, 54-14. Got a chance to really open that passing game up. It was hot down there too, man. It's a different type of heat versus Georgia. Um, I think it might have been like 105 when we started playing, but got a chance to really get loose, work on that passing game. I knew going into this game that Coach Howard was gonna want to throw that ball around, So got a chance to. I think Zay might have had 5 incompletions, 4 touchdowns, and we really opened it up, man. Ball hog, Lil Yo, Zay was throwing it around, DJ making play, interception. It was a good day. Shouts out to TNS for hosting it. I did think we were going to get to play the LA Wave down there.
Hold on, Kev. Is that your mic? Somebody's mic is wind
Like a
blowing.
wonder or something over here.
Okay, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, actually, Coach Erica Wise and her team, the LA Wave, were down there as well. They actually played the same team we played the next morning. But we get Howard. He likes, he likes to talk, and pop his shit. So at halftime, actually, it was going into the third quarter. The LA Wave was sitting in the stands. He had the boys run over there, just real piped up, trying to tell them we want to play y'all. You know, we want the wave. Just a good, good fun times with the kids.
Okay.
Then we continued the game. You know, like I said, we came out on top, 54-14. I think the LA Wave beat that team the next morning, 14-7. So, that team did play late. It's coming out for late game with us. So who just say if they were fresh might have been different, might have not been. But congrats to Coach Erica, and her team, the LA Wave, on the win as well.
Okay.
And yeah, man, at this point, we're gonna be one every weekend now. We got Labor Day coming up. We're gonna go 2 days of practice, and I think we play on Sunday. I'm not sure who the opponent is yet.
Hang on, fellas. Hang on. We go get into that. We just, let's get through these intros. I don't want you to give away all the spice from the weekend yet, Abe. But hey, real quick, we're gonna come back from that. We're gonna play a short video here from KJ's Mobile Auto Detailing.
This episode of Last Take is brought to you by KJ's Mobile Auto Detailing LLC. Hit up KJ anytime. He has same-day appointments available, y'all. Y'all got to hit him up. Same-day rain guarantee. Memberships available. Disinfectant, sanitization services, wash, wax, carpet shampoo, claying, steam cleaning as well. Hit him up at 470-214-1423.
Again, same formation. Lambo, screen. Great call.
Green, nice
Great
play.
call.
He's running, y'all.
Great
He's
call.
in, y'all. 15 seconds left before the
Running
half.
back shaded to the top of the
Takes
field.
a snap.
Little swing.
He catches it. He's running.
Oh my God.
Oh
my
he's
God.
running, y'all. He's going.
Welcome to
He's
track
at
practice.
the 10.
Welcome to track. On the first possession, full house backfield, wishbone. The initial.
Ooh, trying to skip on him. He's going. He's at the 50.
Oh my
He's
God.
at the 40. He's at the 30.
Oh my God. That's what they're gonna end it with.
He takes a snap.
Here comes the screen. I know they had to be ready for the screen.
He's running.
They had to. Come on,
He's
man.
going. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Knocked out of.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, you just saw the stat on the screen. This quarterback at 11 years old, man, 12-17, 287 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he did throw 1 interception, but the other stats kind of make up for that, I feel like. Coach A, man, how proud. Well, matter of fact, Skip, our newest Lambo fan.
I'm not the newest fan. They done picked up 300 of them since I became a fan. No, don't make me the last one.
The newest fan with a voice.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share that voice.
I see Vincent Parker say the commentator is funny. When I watched it, I didn't get a chance to watch it live, but I rewatched the whole game. The commentator was rooting for TNS. And it was like every time they did something good, he played this fantastic commercial that he had made for him. When the score was 8-0, then it was 8-6. And all of a sudden, 2-3 scores, no more talking about TNS. Then you're just amazed at how good Lambo is and blah, blah, blah. And then it was, oh, my God, and this and that, about time. Man, you contradict. But anyway, he had good coverage, Lambo. I'm not shocked anymore because I was told that they look to put up 40 points every game. It's to prove something. They have a point to prove to show that they're number one in the nation for a reason. And I think I'll be more shocked if they don't put up 40. You know what I mean? I know the coaches. I've talked with them. I've been to practices. I see how hard they go. So congratulations to Lambo, all the moms, all the team moms, all the family that travel with them, the coaches, and most importantly, the kids. Good job out there. Really good job out there. Y'all went out there and represented, left your mark, came on back home safe. That's what it's about. Oh, y'all want me to keep going?
No, what's that? I thought D froze for a second. D, if you in there.
He's frozen.
All right, go ahead, Skip.
Another thing too, Howard, Coach Howard, love you, man. Watching your quarterback come to you and watching you orchestrate this offense from the point of view that you have. And what I mean by that is you're not looking at the game from the defensive side. You're looking at it from your offensive side. So it seems to me that you don't care what they're doing. You got your game plan in your head and you sending the plays in and they're working. It's almost like you in the press box looking down on the field, run this play. Then this play get 15 yards. Then you say, run this one. So congrats to you on that there, man. Your play calling and everything else and substituting the kids in at the right time and all that. Good job with that. And like I said, did we get D back almost? And like I said, man, I'm gonna try to get to y'all games as much as possible. If they're close, and I'm not busy, but kudos again, man. Congrats.
Dirty D, the floor is yours.
Same thing. I seen it live, and like you said, Skip. When I was looking at it, the commentator looked like he was swinging, and you can tell that everybody is trying to. They want to knock off. That's why I put in the comments that.
Oh Lord. All right.
Coach
Wise, what's going on, baby girl? How you doing?
What?
Kel did that. Go, D.
I didn't do it.
Go, D.
I didn't do that.
Like I was saying, I was looking at it live, and it seems like everybody is trying to get a best shot to knock off Lambeau. And like I said, when I see what was going on and how the guy was doing what he was doing and what he was saying on the live, and the people commenting and so forth, and this is the first time, Coach Howard, I commented and I said the party's over. I said the party's over. Whatever y'all talking about, and this when it was 20-6 or whatever it was. I said the party's over. And he up there with all the antics or whatever. It should be a mercy rule, but I understand what's going on here. And the commentators start, the announcer started hollering at Howard about what he got in his backpack and so forth and so on. And I love it. I love it. And I see new uniforms. I see new formations. I see what y'all doing with the kids. Kudos to Coach Howard, Bell, Coach P, Coach A, the whole staff, the parents, the mothers, and everything to get these kids prepared to travel cross country. And this is what we were talking about last week. It's a damn shame that we got to go across the Mason-Dixon line to get some type of game. And then we get there, y'all putting up a 50 cal. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. Y'all bringing a 50 cal with you. And it's like, boom. It's boom. This is business. This is what you call when you teaching the kid, this is a business trip. We ain't going down here to play. We ain't going down here to whatever. We coming back with what we got and whatever. And I didn't get to see it live, but kudos. And like Abe said, Erica, the Wade won their game also. I meant to check that out, but yes, congratulations to you too. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, shouts out to TNS, for having us come down. They had a good facility. We got to play in. The boys got to rest in the locker room. They got a different feel of it, and I think that was the first time we had like a real spacious locker room. They had the music in there. It was a real good vibe for them turning up before the game. So, like I said, thanks to TNS for having us. But yeah, man, we just went to go down there to represent. Like I said, I knew going into this game that the play calling and how I was gonna make. I knew he wanted to throw it all over the field. We got the advantage on that. Really with anybody, but this especially this week, I just knew it. Like, I knew he was gonna want to get loose, and we did that, whether it was throwing to the backs, throwing to the receivers, running screens. But me, man, as a coach, I'm excited for the kids with the win. But I'm never satisfied. I'm still looking at stuff that we did wrong. I still want them to get better. you know, but
that's the life of a coach, though.
I'm still proud of him and, you know, and what we're accomplishing. But, you know, Coach Howard, to tell you, I just, you know, he had a good vibe after the game, but I still was kind of like, because I felt like we still, especially my linemen, we left something out there, you know. So, like I said, but I'm definitely happy for the kids. We took 20 down there, y'all, 20 down there. You know, we were missing 10, 11 kids, and that's just a testament of not only great work by the coaches, but great work by them kids. Someone had to play both ways. You know, a lot of them had to play both ways. You know, so that that Texas heat, like I said, is different. It was a big factor, but our kids were still in more shape. They still came to play, you know, and we came out on top. You know, but like I said, man, shouts out to Coach Howard, Coach V, Coach P, Coach Yo, everybody, man, Coach Bell, just on the great work. Camaraderie came together with that short amount of kids, because some people wouldn't take that trip. You feel what I'm saying? They knew they had them 20, missing 10, 11 kids like that, you know, so it's just a testament to the hard work we've been putting in, man. And you wouldn't have been able to tell we had them 20 down there. You know,
That's what I was going to ask you.
You know, and I still saw the upbeatness in our kids even after the game. You know what I'm saying? So I wish we could have got a chance to get a second game down there with Coach Erica, but maybe down the line. You know, you know, like I said, I knew they was there. They was gonna be there watching. Like I said, congrats to them on the win that next morning, and you know. Later on down the line, we can see that wave, man. We're trying to see it.
Because see, this is the thing on our show, and everybody can attest to this. You guys are the only teams that have been featured on our show. Coach Wise has came on and spoke up. You on here, Coach Howard has came on it too, and that's amazing. That's a testament to y'all whole coaching staff that y'all took 20 kids. We've seen the full load and how y'all are able to interchange, and that goes to coaching like. This man always says that goes a testament to Coach Howard, Val, P, you, and everybody else that makes this happen. That every kid knows whatever job they're supposed to be doing. Because I'm telling you, every time I see y'all running the football, it's 50, 60, 70, 80-yard burst. And I'm like, this can't be stopped. And I mean, it's constantly every single time. And for, like you said, when I talked to you before you left, and I think Coach Howard too, y'all didn't have but one game because what happened? What happened, Abe?
Crew didn't want to play. Well, they lost some kids, you know, but for whatever reason. I know we went on the schedule to play the LA Wave, but like I said, we could have got that in, but Crew, you know, they broke up, they did a lot of stuff. And even the team that we played, bro, and this just goes to show you have to be careful going to the other states sometimes. They had some other kids from other teams on them. Feel what I'm saying? But you know, you do all that, you try to push stuff together, you know, you try to knock out the top dog. You do what you can, you know, but you know, just us being us, as long as the kid not older, man, we'll stack it up. We want to get the best work. You feel what I'm saying? You know, we'll never go tripping. Oh, you had this kid. We ain't gonna do that. But you know, we just was made aware that that's what that was. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, still 54-14. So we'll take it. But like I said, man, I ain't satisfied. You know, I never will be. Not for them kids, because I know the full potential that all of them can reach, especially my linemen. You feel what I'm saying? So we just gonna keep working. Go 2 hard days this week and get ready for next weekend.
Question. Is there, y'all are in the YNC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is there a roster that's turned in at the beginning of the actual season, so that way you'll know if they're stacking players from a defunct team or stealing star players from other teams, like what you just talked about?
I think how it is you turn the roster into YNC, but it's a deadline for it. I'm not sure when. Oh, he said September 1st.
September 1st.
Yeah. So, you know, up until then, you can do it. whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we want, as long as the kid not 12, 13, 14, we welcome that because that's going to still give us the best work. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Atlanta Carcast asked the question, with traveling so far, how do the kids manage their schoolwork in tandem with playing such high-level games?
Well, as far as this weekend went, it was one game, you know, and a lot of the people left. Some left Friday morning. I left Friday morning, but of course I don't have no kid, you know, that's on the team or in school, you know. So they probably missed one day. So everybody got back last night. If they was on that flight, maybe about 10 o'clock. You know, so it was definitely probably a little couple of hours of sleep miss, you know, but it wasn't terrible. Like I said, we had one game, you know, and if they had homework and stuff, they could have got down there Friday and did it because we didn't play till Saturday night. You see what I'm saying? So it was enough time for them if they needed to do some work or something like that. They had the time to do that. And what helped it also was we only had that one game. So
y'all didn't play Sunday?
No, they could have woke up that Sunday because most of the people playing didn't leave until 5 p.m. You see what I'm saying? So they could have woke up that Sunday and did the schoolwork as well. So it's time to get it in as long as the parents enforce it. You feel what I'm saying? It definitely started at home. So I definitely feel like it wasn't as much as a sacrifice on the school as, you know, it could have been.
Gotcha. One more question from the chat. Can't render. Well, two questions. Can't render wants to know how many players you have on the roster when playing local.
We have 32 kids on our roster. I think it's 32.
Okay.
But you know, things happen. Some people can't make the game. You know, so whoever show up. We got 31. Okay,
31.
But that's how many are on the roster. But we took 20 down there. You know,
no, it is 32. Yeah, he said 32. Yeah, he got it right. Ed.
Yeah. So you know, circumstances that be with the traveling. You know, parents have situations. Is, you know, stuff happen. You know, but we definitely appreciative of them 20 who made it down there and, you know, got better.
Good.
So go ahead. You got something good? You want me to go?
One more thing. I guess that's a team mom, Miss Carla and Gina.
That's Ball. Miss Ball.
That's Mama Ballhog. Okay, she said as far as preparation goes, she says that we tell them the schedule ahead of time, which allows us to inform the kids' teachers and get work that will be missed. So that's another portion of the answer to the question that I asked earlier. I want to acknowledge that. But go ahead, D.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's a testament. Y'all have 32 kids on the roster. I seen Coach Howard putting up in the 11U page that rosters have to be turned in by a certain time. Now, once these rosters are locked in, hey, and Coach, can't nobody be doing no funny dunny stuff with the rosters. And if they do, what happens to that team if y'all had to play a team like that?
I'm not sure of how YNC enforces the rules, whether it be on the kid or the team. Maybe Howard can better answer that. But once they locked in, they locked in. Now the thing is, you have teams that still just play regular league schedules, and you have national traveling team. You see what I'm saying? So you have let's take ATL Elite for instance. They have a league schedule, you know, but they will still play some other national game. You see what I'm saying? Lead up until YNC, they get their invite or whatever. But okay,
I'm hearing some background noise.
D.
Mr. Martinez said that a team is suspended if caught instantly.
Right.
So I guess that whole team.
Arlington, Atlanta Cast Network asked another great question. Arlington, is a pretty suburban area of Texas. Do you think those players knew what y'all was coming with?
Yeah, because we played them at 9U, and like I said, in the YNC National championship game. We played them, beat them 30-0 then. You know, so they had been watching us up on every game after that, I'm sure. You know, and we had been keeping our eye on them as well. You know, so yeah, they knew what was coming. We had watched them in actually another preseason game they played
And they
against
still invited y'all.
team we played. So you know, they knew what was going on.
I ain't gonna call Mike Tyson to my house to fight me. This ain't sorry. You know, I mean that makes too much sense. I fight a little bit, but you know, Mike, no, I'm sorry. Hey man.
So that's what I'm saying is y'all keep traveling like y'all going to Vegas next to play. And now that these people that are watching, because just like we're watching, we watching live, we watching the stuff live. These other teams around the country are watching y'all live also, probably trying to record it and check out what y'all doing. And then when they see 50 points put up on the board, it's like, do we want this pressure? I don't think we want this smoke. Now they're trying to figure out who is who. And I like the change of the uniform combination because they don't know what's coming. You know, usually when you're wearing the same uniform, they can pick out this person here and there. It was a little Columbia highs to me. But you know, hey, y'all roll with it. It look pretty
They
damn
look like
good.
champs out there. That's what they look like. They look like old campaigns out there.
But you know, you walk in, take over your trap type action. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see. You know, hey, it's what it is. I mean, I walk in, take over your trap. Am I right, Coach Howard? This is what's going on. I mean, when are we gonna get a team? But outside of that Florida Lauderdale team that we seen could match y'all, and that was early season, I must say. But I think y'all have hit y'all stride. I've seen what y'all done to a rink league team that brought their whole neighborhood out and thought they was going to intimidate. And I seen hell break loose in that. It didn't take long. It didn't take long. And then when you tell me we taking a 40 piece down here, don't you worry. Okay. Mama Hog say what? You can see it, watch it, but you can't what?
Man, you know what? I, as a young parent,
Sure.
all I'm doing is just watching. This is so interesting to all watch to me because I feel like by the time little dude gets to the age where he's going to be getting into this, you know, it's I like it, but it worries me at the same time. I like the fact that I know by then, you know, I know kind of what teams and what kind of stuff to look out for. I just got to make sure he can take it. I ain't trying to raise no soft kid.
Make sure
Yeah.
he wants
Yeah.
more than anything.
Yeah, make sure he won't. So he gonna be waiting on the kid.
Change gears. One thing before we change gears, a couple of things. Have y'all?
It's just Kev, Coach, not Kevin.
You in the chat. I'm sorry.
He said Kevin.
I said it's just Kev, Coach. It ain't Kevin.
Go ahead, Skip.
Have y'all seen a team? Have you seen a team? Like I know Ball Hog is a beast. And I'm quite sure every team that's watching y'all, they gotta try to figure out what to do to put a spy or make sure whatever. Have y'all seen a team that y'all have to do that same thing, that same kind of preparation for, that you haven't played yet or that you're going to play?
Hold on, Abe. Hold on, Abe, before you answer. Along with what Skip just said, Melo also. Y'all got a two-headed monster. Melo number 4, the tailback. Y'all got him too. Y'all got a two-headed monster outside. We know what quarterback, all MVP quarterback. We know what he gonna do. But them two monsters there, and Skip, 32 ain't even got back yet. But continue.
I was looking for him. I didn't see him. I knew he wasn't there. But the reason I asked that is because we know, us, the fans, when we see 9 and 4, okay, something's finna happen. It's gonna happen, offense or defense or wherever they at. Since Lambeau was so good, and they know it, and the coaches try to keep the kids humble, I'm quite sure you're scouting also. So have you seen a team that's got maybe two monsters over there that you're going to have to prepare for? Or no?
Well, before I answer that, you definitely got to still look out for 222, 8 when he get it, man. I love 8. How no, I love 8. But it's a lot to account for, man. Throw 15 and whenever you just put him in the mix. But the last time we were full string with all 31, we had 31 at that time, was the Lauderdale game. 32 didn't play in South Carolina or was on, I don't think. So 32 been out, but number 0, he been out. We did have him in South Carolina though. But the Lauderdale team, man, just going off of what I've seen and what we played, because when our schedule is said and done, we will have probably played every team from 2 to 10. Possibly.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Before Nationals, I'm talking about before Nationals, we'll be done playing every team from 2 to 10. And not one other team from 2 to 10 can say they did it. You see what I'm saying? So
they ain't got y'all coaches. They ain't got y'all athletes. They don't have y'all's attitude.
I am intrigued by the Lauderdale team though. I do like the way they hit back. I'm definitely. I didn't know what to expect fully from their matchup. But I will going into the next one. So right now, Lauderdale is, by far the team that I look at as, the team that's, give us the most threat. But other than that, man, the only other team that can beat us is ourselves.
Boom.
That's it.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
Lauderdale definitely pushed us, running the ball, throwing the ball, gave us some challenges up front. But other than that, man, as long as we got our stuff together, we're gonna come out on top. I feel like that.
And I think they are waiting in the wings. I think they are waiting for their lick back, as you would say. They're trying to.
I was gonna say we need to. If that game happens again, we got to be there. We got to be broadcasting the whole thing.
It probably won't be till South Beach, but what I will say is that Lauderdale will not have the schedule other than playing us that we played. You feel what I'm saying? They're gonna skate through. They're gonna skate through, and
so they're playing little team.
But we're gonna do our best to skate through on teams of a higher level. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, test yourself. There you go. Push it.
I mean, well, if you look at it, the teams that y'all scheduled to play when y'all supposed to play, damn near what? You didn't have half of them run so far, right? Even if they want to get some work, they still run. When Howard got to make Coach Howard has to make a post. Can I get anybody to play us? We just want to get some live work. That makes no damn sense.
Mike Tyson ain't get nobody to spar with him.
I mean,
hey man, I need some work. I need some work. You didn't know.
You saw the video where he handed Buddy the pads to hit, and Buddy said, "Oh man," he was like, "Oh shit."
I mean, so go ahead. Yeah.
Being objective, I kind of understand why these teams won't scrimmage y'all for 2 reasons: possibility of injury and embarrassment. I know I can't beat Mike Tyson, so why in the world would I stand in the ring with him just cause? You get what I'm saying? And that's a blessing and a curse for y'all, because you can't get that work you need because you're so good. So I understand the other team, but what I don't understand is the teams that sit in y'all category 11U that will not play y'all. We don't want to play y'all too many times a year. What? I think it should be mandatory that all 11U's play each other. I really think it should. It should be mandatory.
Yeah, and we will play ATL Elite later on this month, September as well. So that'll be the second time we'll play them. You won't play with our schedule. With our schedule, you won't play many teams twice. Was
that first time y'all played still preseason, or was that regular season?
It was preseason.
That first time. Okay, so this will be your regular season game.
It'll be Yeah, it won't be a league game for us, and it won't be a league game for them. It'll just
So it
be.
don't count for nothing. It's just like, hey,
Yeah,
we
it's
beat
gonna
y'all.
count. It's gonna count.
That's right.
That-
They trying to
that
get
pain-
away
It's
back.
gonna count.
that-
If you take
that-
that L count, but you gotta
Hey,
win
Kev,
that shit out.
that pain come with that now. It's pain. Ain't no, it don't count. It's pain line.
Yeah,
Because
and
I want 50.
we
I
looking
don't
forward
want
to
no
that next year.
35. I don't want no 49.
We definitely feel like we
55.
left some stuff out there that first game, so we looking
I'm
forward
talking
to
about
it.
if you
Don't
get
put that
50
pressure.
in the first 3 minutes, give it to me. Because I've been looking at, I'm reading all the stuff, and ATL Elite talking big boy trash. Now, I get the mamas, don't get me wrong, you're supposed to. But some of them coaches, the stuff they send out their mouth, I'm like, wait a minute. You, what? Then y'all run to Carolina and still get whooped and then win playoff? But anyway.
They got to set up September, so we good. They can't say they can have that notch under their belt too, because I think even with a loss to us, just getting down to nationals requires a Lambeau matchup. Like them top 8 teams gonna, if they say they play, even if they lost, they say they played, they're gonna give them a strength of schedule nod. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
Now, hey, real quick, we're going to transition into the next topic, but it still has to do with these youth sports. And Abe, I want you to go first on this. Just the topic. Hang on, there you go. Hey, coaching versus mental and physical abuse in youth sports. Now, we don't see a lot of it. We don't see a lot of it. You know what I mean? It's not publicized, but I'm sure in your many years of coaching, you've seen it looking across the sidelines, and you just kind of see a coach say something or maybe put his hands on a kid, and it might take you back a little bit. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, man, it happens, bro. It happens. I think the stage on which it happens on may not always be the best, but just going in these little league practices, it happens. Maybe not to the magnitude of such or this and that, but you give some hard slaps upside the helmet. I'm talking about rare back, hurt your hand slaps, upside the helmet, get inside their chest. You do a lot, just trying to get them aggressive, get them disciplined. They may not be doing what you want them to do. In the heat of the moment, a coach is gonna, give some type of physical touch or something. In any manner, it may not always be the right way, but I think if it's not magnified and if it's not done excessively or just real maliciously, it's all well and just coaching the game, trying to get it across to the kid, to the player, Now you have certain coaches who may cross the line, and I believe that if they cross the line, whatever the punishment fit, let that be that. But I know just being a coach in the heat of the moment, you want to give them a gut check or pat, like what the heck wrong with you or anything like that. Stuff is said verbally that's just like a gut check sometimes.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
y'all got the professional at that.
Man, hey, and it can, if a kid is with that coach every day after school practice or whatever, and that coach particularly, ragging on him or whatever, it may get the kid in a state like, I can do no right, or I don't want to play for him, or just whatever the issue may be. I feel like playing football, playing any sport, period, is mostly mental and the rest of it physical. Whatever the percentage may be, 75% mental, whatever it may be. But so if coaches have two jobs to, help the kid get better, motivate him. You're gonna break him down, you're gonna build him back up as well. But it just happens in the heat of the practice, the heat of the game. But I think if it's magnified, if many people see it, it can definitely and will be definitely taken out of context. You see what I'm saying? Whereas a coach may have did that same thing to the kid in practice. The kid didn't say nothing, whatever. But come game time, and eyes on him, and other teams see him, and other parents see it, you'll get a different outcome. But I'm definitely guilty of putting hands on the kids, just trying to motivate them, get them better. Nothing never maliciously at all, but I definitely want them to be, especially the position that I coach, you want to be aggressive. So if they make you mad, piss you off, not showing the discipline or the toughness that you want, you gonna react. And what I used to have is a pad, one of the chest pads that you hold like this, and I would call him Ray Lewis. And whenever you mess up, whenever you forget to play, whenever you go soft coming off the ball, you're gonna see Ray Lewis. Now I did go away from that, but that was just a way of, having the kids think, I don't want to see Ray Lewis, and still at the same time, building them up when they do good, so it's a balance that you gotta have with it, to where they know you ain't BSing, but they'll still want to run through the wall for you at the same time. You see what I'm saying?
Now, Skip, let me ask you this before you go. As a parent who had, your kids are out of school now, Abe said that, there's that line. And as a parent, how can you make sure that you got the same line as maybe a coach does?
Go to practice and watch, pay attention, and understand what kind of coaches my kids are playing for. And I understand, and I agree with everything Coach Abe just said, all of it. But I also disagree with some of it, if that makes sense. Now, the thing you said about the Ray Lewis thing, when I was in high school, I was acting a fool in practice. I was good, and I knew it. And I didn't do what I was supposed to do if I was doing the play. My coach grabbed me by my face mask, chin strap on, and shook me and snatched me all around. I was wrong. Now, that was in the 80s. You get what I'm saying? Now, we've seen some stuff over the weekend. We're not going to get into it. But when you cross the line to an extreme measures need to be taken. I understand what you're saying, and I applaud that, because sometimes you got to snatch them into shape, Ray Lewis them into shape like you use your thing, and that's all acceptable to me. But a grown man in a setting outside of practice, you got to control that temper, because those kids feed off you. If you got to get physical in a game on a national stage, or I call a big stage where everybody, pedestrians are there, regular people are there can see it, then you shouldn't be coaching. There's no call for you to get that mad in a game. You take it out on them in practice. You run them, you work them more, you do whatever. But to act out what we've witnessed here in the last week or so in a game setting is just not acceptable at all to me. So I get it. I understand it. But, as a parent, like you said, it could either make that kid play his heart out for you, or it could just take his love for the game away, because he may feel like the higher the level, the more it'll happen, or I can't get it. Some kids that take them a lot longer to get it and commit it to memory. And they'll be like, well, if I can't commit it to memory, it's going to keep happening. I just don't want to play. You know what I mean? So I think all of that makes the parents say, oh, yeah, he need to go to jail. Or you know what, I'm going to kill him. Or whatever the case may be. Or, good job, coach, he needed that. So I agree with what you said, 100%. But, as a parent, I have my reservations also. So that's my rebut to that.
Yeah, I ain't punching nobody either. No. That's really
I know, but
D, would you like a stake in this?
okay.
Well, if he's not gonna say nothing, then
being the fact that all of us have played on what level we played on.
Let me say, what if the kid punched back? I'm sorry. What kind of 11-year-old you got? What?
Well, I mean, in this case, it was high school though. You know, so
So
people will say still want to be.
We're not gonna go into that one. We're gonna leave that where it was. But go, D.
That real, Rob.
in this, he said, man, in this case, you know, from my experience, all of us have played on teams, been coached hard, been whatever. And with my son just coming out of high school, playing for a high school, North Clayton High School, and that's what we played for. And when he first went up there and I met the coaches, I said, hey, you can coach my kid, be hard on him, do whatever you need to do. Just don't put your hands on him. That was me as a parent. If you have a problem with him and he getting out of hand, call him. They played against Chattahoochee County last year. They were getting their butt whooped. And my son came off the field and took his helmet and tossed it on the ground like, bam! I'm sitting up in the stands. Now, I had witnessed this from other teams and so forth. Nobody's correcting the kid. They just let him cuss, do whatever. I told my son, don't you ever put me in a position where these people in the stands got to know that I'm your father. Barring injury, right? I went to the fence, Skip, KFA, and I cussed his ass out. And my words, and I'm talking about the whole sideline. Listen to me. The whole sideline got quiet. The coaches turned around, and my words was, have you lost your effing mind? That ain't your shit. Pick it up. This is a football game. Don't come out here embarrassing you or myself with this BS. Don't do that. That ain't your stuff. Because back in me and Abe day, our coach, rest in peace to Curtis McDaniel, would have told us to take his stuff off right there and go to the bus. It would have been no questions asked. So with that being said, I had coaches walk up to me and say, we need a parent like you for our team. I had the mothers in the stands at the time looking at me like, whoa, like, what I supposed to say? I watched another kid on this same particular game. On the other team, they beat my kids. They beat my child team. They 35-6, whatever it was at the time. I watched the cornerback slap a wide receiver in the fourth quarter while they lining up. I went right back down into their fist, and I told that kid. They told me I was wrong. I said, child, you did it. You trash. I said, you trash for doing that. It's 35-6. Why would you slap that kid like that? I had a father walk up to me, don't mess with that kid, don't do that. I said, did you see what that kid just did to our kid? Like, you have to straighten this right then and there. You don't let it linger. You know what I'm saying? You don't let stuff linger, because in life, they're going to go on doing things, and they might get in a situation where it's judgment. So my son at that time, in that moment, I ain't have no more problems out there. As far as on that football field, he understood because I did. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to embarrass the school. You're not going to embarrass me or anybody else or your family members or anybody in this stands that came to represent you. And that's just me. That's my take on the situation. I know it's a lot of hoopla. It's a lot of stuff that's going on social media wise. And it's a disgrace on all parts. And I just leave it at that.
Well, we will leave it right there. Before we get out of these, and I don't have a banner for this, but before we get out of these youth sports, I just want to touch on the Oklahoma high school football shooting that happened over the weekend. A 16-year-old was killed and 4 people were injured. And I was just reading an article. The guy who was shooting, the 2 guys that were arguing, didn't even go to the school. So that brings it to a point of, who are we letting to these schools?
Well, I didn't go to Carrollton or Langston Hughes, but I was there.
And I understand that.
That's the point I'm making. football fans. Like when I found out about this youth football, listening to Abe and them talk, oh, I'm coming, I'm going. So those are the same guys. And I'm assuming those are the same people. I'm going to watch a good football game. Oh, that's that dude I don't like. And then the gang mentality or whatever the case may be kicked in, and there you go. Like when we were at the Langston Hughes Carrollton game, there were police everywhere. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, they have a lot more going on down there as far as money, finances and everything else, but we got to protect our children. There was a shooting at the movie theater on Mount Zion last night. Me and my wife was riding by, and police was surrounding us. I'm thinking I'm getting pulled over. They trying to turn it to their $4 movie night, and the kids got the shooting out there, or whatever it was all over the news. But I was just trying to get out of the way. So we gotta be vigilant about warning our kids about situations, making sure they understand to pay attention to the surroundings and get away from that. I mean, in that situation at the football game, really wasn't nothing you could do, but I try to enlighten my children or kids I'm around a lot to stuff like that.
Now, is there a way of, I don't know, I don't really know if you want to get to a situation where we're having to go through, like airport type security to get into a high school football game. You know what I mean?
Well, from me going down to Grady Stadium, it's Grady Stadium to me, but it's Henderson Stadium now. And even at Lakewoods, I've seen some metal detectors that look futuristic going into these games now. When we went to the Carrollton game, it wasn't it because they had so much. No, it was so much security down there. It was nothing was jumping off. But it seems to me now with you got to think we had a COVID year where we didn't have football and stuff going on like that, where it wasn't that many fans. Now as games are getting moved around and across the country, we are seeing these things happen at different games and different things of this nature. It's not really happening inside the game like that too much. It's the outside stuff that's going on, parking lot and things of that nature. To the point of Amazing Adult game got moved to 10 o'clock in the morning. You see what I'm saying? And there's some other rivalries that's around here in the city that they're moving games around. It's just what it is when you dropping your kid off and letting them have a good time. Like me and Abe Skip you care that we were able to get dropped off at a game and watch it with no problem. You might get a fight here and there, but the pistol play was not involved. It wasn't involved. And it's getting so dangerous now. It's like y'all are taking the fun out of this stuff. I mean, us being able to have field access 2 weeks ago to a national televised game and the police presence that me and Skip seen in formation, walking back and forth in between the snack line.
Yeah.
A being out also and seeing how they ran that facility. Wasn't nothing happening down there. Not at all. And you can tell it can be done and corrected if everybody was aboard on the same page when coming to these games. Go ahead, Aiden.
Well, I think as far as that Carrollton, Langston Hughes, man, everybody who was there, I'm talking about from little kids to parents to coaches from other teams to whoever it was, bro. Everybody who was there in that stadium was there to only watch that game. Feel what I'm saying? Just because of the build-up of it, the two teams that were involved in it. If anything went down in there, good as that game was and stuff, you just had extra pressure for nothing.
Exactly.
I don't really know the full story and magnitude of what happened in Oklahoma, but like Skip said, man, football fans just come. Some of them come in with the canteen with a little coffee cup. So who's to say what? The conversation that went on, the taunting or the whatever that went on, leading up into it. You feel what I'm saying? So, everybody coming to initially watch the games, but stuff happens, man. It just is definitely unfortunate, and I definitely see a lot of like you said, futuristic metal detectors at these games. It was not one at Carrollton, though. I didn't see one, I don't think. I did go in on the Langston side. But no, matter of fact, it was one. Yeah, they did have it.
Yeah, we went through it.
At the Carrollton game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we went through it on our side.
I went in on the Langston side. So
I did too.
Oh, okay. I came in on the Carrollton side, right?
Okay.
Where everybody was. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
There was one old lady.
So-
I hate to say that, but it was one old lady at the gate, and she was like, "You got your ticket? All right, hit the thing right there. Go ahead, baby."
So on the other side, I had to walk through the metal detector.
Yeah, it was
There
one.
was nothing on the home side.
Yeah, but like I said, man, just folk coming to watch the games, but who knows the conversation or what going on leading up into that. It's definitely unfortunate that kids had to lose their life, over this, not even attending neither one of the schools. I think Kel said so. It's just unfortunate, man. You got to be careful, but you got to enforce that the metal detector rule. And who's to say that the kid didn't leave, try to come back? Who knows exactly what happened? So
Man.
but you have to you have to just be careful out here because it can go down to Oklahoma, Nebraska, Florida,
anywhere.
Anywhere.
So hey, my question to you, and if Coach Howard is on, when y'all be, jousting back and forth, have y'all ever, since you've been coaching, been in a situation with y'all kids where you thought you was walking into a hostile environment, or it was a hostile game, or y'all knew y'all had to stomp a mud hole, or even when y'all stumped a mud hole, getting out of enemy territory?
Yeah, nah, I ain't felt no heat like that coming from nobody.
Not with the level you should.
I mean, I know people mad, which I mean it ain't come to a point. And I must say now, my AC, he will make you mad now. Popping it.
Yes,
He will.
We've seen
He will make you
Man,
mad.
up in my own heart. I love it. I love
You don't have thick skin, can't take it to heart. He probably not the person you should lose to. You see what I'm saying? Well, but
you know what? Skip told that exact same thing to the first host we had on this show.
You can't have, if you don't have thick skin, don't say nothing to me, because I'm gonna run it in the ground. I promise you.
Yeah, and let's not say that if you talk smack first or initiate smack talk, he really gonna get you. So but I have never been into a situation or environment.
Oh shit! Hang on. Let me
with
put
our
that up.
teams where we just felt for our lives or felt for our safety. Everything still be pretty kosher,
And then your team mamas, they gangsters too, so team mamas.
Hey, they about snatched D up off that sideline the first time we went out there. Well, hey man, we got anything else to add on these U Sports?
Man, keep
Y'all
going.
got any comments?
Congrats to Lambo again, all the coaches, coach, all y'all, them children, the mamas, team moms. Congrats what y'all doing with these kids. Keep their heads on straight, and the sky's the limit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, most definitely, man. And like I said, we love the whole coaching staff, the fathers, the mothers, everything they sacrifice for y'all to be successful. What y'all bringing to the table, is unbelievable. For us to be able to watch on Facebook, and kudos to the people that take the time out to record these things and put them online, because this is the part where now we understand the national stage when these kids are getting certain exposure. Not just us as fans are looking at this. It could be a college coach looking at this that's following, or recruit or whatever. And I understand it now. When the moms was on here, Oni and the other young lady, and was saying that, hey, the kid ain't about this life, and y'all ain't doing this, I really understand it now, what you guys are doing, and that's across the board as the league. I really understand this. Kudos to the sacrifice y'all made for these kids at the end of the day. Y'all have a well-coached team. I don't hear the rah-rah. I don't hear the language coming from them kids. Even now they recognize me and Skip Kev when we come out there and I speak to them and hey, how you doing and so forth. And I like that. They always say, what's up, man? And I talk to them and play with them, whatever. But and you can tell the kids at heart and they just want to get better and they play as a team.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That is the alarm to let us know that college football is here. It is upon us. We
just got game this year. I knew you was gonna look up when I said it.
Now, fellas, we just got done with week 0. Of course, there was not too many crazy games on, nothing really. But if you got a chance to sit in front of the TV for a second, did it not just make you happy to see college football back on the screen? Oh, man. Well, all right. Well, Skip, nobody asked you.
I was playing, man.
But, man, hey, matter of fact, Skip, we'll let you go first, man. Give me obviously, I sent a text earlier to the chat asking for y'all to, you see, I don't speak sign language. Anyways, I sent a question in the chat earlier for y'all to go ahead and just pick a game that you're gonna, that's catching your eye. Obviously, the big one on everybody's radar, I think, is this Colorado versus TCU. We get to see Big Dion make his debut out here on the D1 stage, and with a notable team that went 1-11 last year. So let's see what he does, man. I'm excited. TCU in the last few years has been a decent competitor. So it can go one of two ways. Either it'll be a really competitive game, or TCU might just blow their ass out the water.
I don't love it.
Because I know we all have the faith in Dion.
Well, see,
step up here.
I have faith in what Dion can do. But nobody knows about all of the talent he has. I haven't seen a scrimmage or nothing to even to judge him on. You know what I mean? So this first game is gonna be the scale of how we judge him the rest of the season. So I want him to have all of the success in the world. But 11 game schedule, I hope they win 6 because that'll be a victory. He'll be above 500, number one.
Absolutely.
He'll have flipped that franchise in one. Well, no, he'll immediately flip the franchise around. So, the college around, the school around. So, with that being said, this next year, man, he's going to be flooded with kids. He's going to turn kids away. I think so because the spotlight is going to be on them every single game. And what kid don't want exposure every single game? So I think he's going to get probably 3, maybe 4 or 5 stars next year in the Colorado. If they win 5, 6 games, I think that's what's going to happen. But before I let D go, the game I'm more interested in, just as interested in as Colorado, is Florida State LSU.
SEC. I'm going LSU all day.
Yeah, but
that's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah.
Florida State actually got that back out of South Carolina from last year, Marshawn Lloyd.
Oh, so they got.
So they got some new weapons. You a Miami fan? We know you. We know you hate the Seminoles, dog. We know you hate them.
I'm a Hurricane. I got to hate the Florida State Seminoles. Come on, man.
My game. It's gonna be an unexpected pick here. Skip and 8. I'm going with the
Tennessee High School. You've been there.
Wait! I got you. This gonna be good for you, Skip. This gonna be good. The North Carolina and South Carolina game caught today.
Where my God? Where's my rooster?
The Duke's Mayo Classic, the Duke's Mayo Classic Bowl. This might be the only bowl South Carolina be in, but I'm going with the North Carolina Tar Heels in this one right here. That's what I'm going with. I don't think.
Matter of fact, they got North Carolina favored by 2.5.
I'll put that dollar on that game.
To see.
Put that dollar on that game. That's a game I'm intrigued with. Because Skip picked my other game that we was looking at, and it's Florida Utah game also Thursday. But go ahead, Coach A. But I'm going with North Carolina.
Go Dogs. By the way,
Man, y'all playing Tennessee High School. What y'all playing? Middle Tennessee State. What y'all playing?
I told you they play on Lassiter High School, dog.
gotta relax.
UT Martin. Stop.
Listen. You listen.
Relax.
Leave the champions alone and pay attention to what they're doing.
Y'all playing a technical college. UT Martin for real.
Hey,
We
man.
play who we're going.
So I did get to watch a little bit of Notre Dame. I like the head coach, you know, what he's trying to build out there. They did get a little cupcake with Navy, but it's still Notre Dame. So I'm just intrigued to see, you know, they got a couple of USC and I think they may play Michigan. Excuse me. Or somebody like that on their schedule, but I'm definitely looking forward to Florida State, LSU. I'm sorry.
Crawl before you walk, Junior.
Get you some water, man. Don't die now. You done brought that COVID back from Texas.
Don't wish it on me.
You know what? Another sneak up game, I think, could be West Virginia versus Penn State.
Not Penn State being a 20-point favorite.
Exactly. I think it's just
it's college football, fellas. We say it all the time. It's whoever shows up.
It's some funny stuff going on, you know. You never know. What about this Clemson and Duke game?
I think if Caleb Klubnik plays how he played in that South Carolina game, then I believe that, you know, I think Duke could have a chance. I think and I'm not just saying this as a South Carolina fan. I think the days of Clemson reign are over. After losing their defensive coordinator, we saw it last year. The defense was good, but it wasn't as good because they're still playing ACC opponents.
Go ahead, Abe.
It's been a lot of hype with Florida State. They just signed a couple of 5 stars that's going to be coming in next year. One of the ones that I coach, KJ Bolden, he's a 5-star at Buford. But it's been a lot of hype with Florida State. They coach, quarterback. I want to see what they do against the real comp. I think they're going to be going to the SEC along with Clemson in the next couple of years because they say those two teams are trying to leave. So I'm excited to see what they do. You know, it was a little bit around them last year. You know, they kind of went up and down, but I'm excited to see what they do in the ACC this year.
Watch out for them game cards. You need to
When we got y'all week 3, Kel?
Yeah, week 3. So I'm talking with one of my guys at work. It's in Athens. I'm trying to get tickets.
Oh, ew.
I'm trying to get me some tickets. I don't mind going. But
all right. College right now, I think third week of college is when the cream will start to rise. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Georgia will finally play like Vandy or somebody and get an interesting SEC team.
Did he say Vanderbilt?
I said Vandy because it's better than UT Martin. At least it's an SEC team.
They're on the same level.
All right. Well.
Everybody okay?
Yeah. God dog, Abe. Guys.
Hey, get you some warm to drink, brother.
Oh, man. Well, we saw an interesting trade hit the headlines the other day. The Dallas Cowboys have made a deal for a 4th-round pick for one Trey Lance. Now, Mr. Skip, being our resident 49ers fan, why don't you give me your take first?
As soon as it happened, I said 2 things. Dallas made a granddaddy move for a 4th-round pick. 49ers made a colossal mistake. As we saw last year, we need valuable quarterbacks on the bench. We lost one, put another one in. He ran 6-7 games. We lost him, put the third one in. He ran 6-7 games. I just don't understand the reasoning for trading him this quick. It would have went up to the trade deadline before I got rid of him before the season even started. Purdy's coming off an injury. The wrong kind of sack. Now you need a quarterback. Because the second string, he's up and down. Then what? Who you going to go sign in? Dallas Cowboys. Hell of a pickup. All of this hoopla they talking about why the owner didn't tell the coach. If last time I checked, he owned them. He signed the checks. Your job is to put this man in if we need him. If not, institute him into the program and blah, 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 keep it moving. But it lit a fire under Dak Prescott. If it don't light a fire under him, he won't get that $60 million next year.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't think Dak has nothing to worry about. But the Dallas fans, and I'm a 49. I don't like y'all. That right there solidified to me, y'all's offense. Because if that goes down and Trey Lance picks up the offense, y'all not gonna miss a beat.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Whereas before it was a question mark, So it was a good pickup by y'all. Colossal mistake by the 49ers. I hope it don't bite us in the butt, But yeah, I hate it. I hate it. And teams never ever send quality players to their rivals. I mean, I don't. I'd have sent him to Cleveland before I sent him to Dallas.
Maybe Shanahan knows something we don't.
Well, I
maybe.
Shanahan made a mistake.
D, before you go, I want to kind of speak on this. The big headline everywhere, all over TV. They look for the things to get people riled up. But they were talking about, this is Dak's 8th year as the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Not many quarterbacks go get a Super Bowl after, being with a team for 8 years. And they were saying that Dak should look out for Trey Lance because he could be his replacement. What do you think to all that? I personally don't think so. I agree with Skip. I do think it'll light a fire under Dak's ass, though.
It's going to light a fire up under him. Basically, I think the 49ers will save his face. Because by the rule, you don't supposed to lose your job by injury. But at the same time, I think it was going to be a cap casualty. He's a cap casualty trade because there was a lot of money left on the table. Bosa wants a new contract. And you got to get players that's producing on your team on the field. Like Skip said, Purdy is solidified himself as the starter. When Trey knew, and which is crazy, that Trey couldn't beat out Sam Darnold. Y'all gave up a lot to get this kid. You picked him before Justin Fields went off the board. And at the time, Justin Fields had a better skill set than this gentleman. Now, moving him on to Dallas, very interesting concept the message that you're sending to Dak Prescott. But from my understanding, the quarterback coach or somebody on the staff was his throwing coach or something on Dallas' staff. That's why this deal was probably made, because a lot of teams were probably vying for his services. I think San Francisco could have got a lot more. They losing on both ends with the pick because of the collateral they gave up to get him. And on the money aspect, they just trying to get rid of that money personally to me. They didn't give him, like I said, the shot that I think he should have got. But hey, that defense is a calling card with San Francisco, and that's what it is. But go ahead, Abe.
Yeah, man, I definitely think that I don't want to say Trey got blackballed, man, but I don't see, like you said, how he couldn't beat out Sam Darnold. I think this is Sam Darnold's 3rd team. I know he was at Carolina, and
The Jets.
The Jets drafted him. But Kyle Shanahan is what they call a real quarterbacks coach. He gets the best out of the quarterbacks that he has. That's whether they're starting or come off the bench. And I don't understand how or where in the equation that Sam Darnold is greater than Trey Lance. Now, like I said, I'm not an NFL coach. I'm not an NFL quarterback coach, so I'm not inside their practices. But as you said, they gave up a lot to get this kid. I think after that, Kyle Parsons went off the board, Kyle Pitt, a whole bunch of other different people went off the board that they probably could have got before him. So sending him to Dallas, it could light a fire under that, but he got to learn that language, learn the plays, and I do feel like it's fully 100% Dak's team barring injury, barring if he stinks, I still think he stays in there.
Yeah.
I don't understand it quite as far as San Fran. I feel like they kind of gave up on it, but he was about to be due some money. And I think the last time San Fran paid a quarterback was Garoppolo, and he wasn't making but 20, if that. So
that's when they got him from New England.
Yeah. So I definitely understand that Shanahan can turn he can make
mediocre.
Get up to go with a quarterback,
Right.
So I don't understand how he couldn't get it from Trey Lance. I do think that he will not be in Dallas for more than a season or two. Somebody gonna trade him, or once his deal up, I'm sure Dallas not gonna sign him out of free agency. They got to pay that. They got to pay CD. They're gonna have to pay some people. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I Dak's getting what 40 something now.
40 this year and 60 next year. Somewhere around there, something like that. 35 and then 60. Do 60 next year.
60 is terrible, but I ain't gonna get into that, kid.
But they backloaded the contract. That's their fault. Well, that's his fault because you wouldn't have backloaded my contract. Give me mine up front.
So would everybody say outside the Cowboy fan down now, it's a make and break year for that?
No.
So him not making if he losing the play, if the Cowboy fans want to win the Super Bowl, we know that.
Right.
So if he don't get them to the NFC Championship,
it's very Dallas-like. It'll be very Dallas-like, bro.
See,
when have they made one?
Coming from a Falcons fan.
Being a football
bro. Here we go.
Being a football fan.
Dang,
everybody wants to put the blame on Dak. Dak had a down year, but he still was in the top 5 of the QBs. You get with a bad year, he wasn't in the bottom half of the QBs, and people want to blame him. There were games that Dallas lost because they got outscored. Don't the defense get some of that blame? There was touchdowns that was dropped that hit the receivers in both hands. Interceptions that was called that the receivers it touched their hands. It was a tip drill.
Not gonna get
it's Dak's fault. You know what? I bash the Cowboys quick as I bash the Falcons. But I'm so sick of fans of these teams bashing the quarterback when it's not their fault. I ain't gonna say not. It's not all their fault. Matt Ryan got bashed and he won MVP. He don't play defense. You get what I'm saying?
Dak ain't winning that.
Bashed when they lose 19-17. He don't play defense. Huh?
Dak ain't winning one of them.
But
MVP somehow.
But the other thing I was saying too, you hit the nail on the head. If Dak don't get hurt, he ain't going nowhere.
Oh,
you can't get nothing to replace him. Now they got Trey Lance, and when to answer the question, Kel said, the 49ers gave up on Trey Lance as soon as they signed Sam Darnold. You don't go sign him as a free agent, not knowing he's gonna be there. So right then, I knew there was no chance of him. He could have thrown for 50 touchdowns in the preseason. He was gone. You signed the free agent quarterback. You don't sign him to put him on the practice squad. So Shanahan gave up on him for whatever reason. And like D said, I've never seen a quarterback lose their job to injury if they came back healthy.
How many years that guy left on the deal?
2, just in the next year.
So
the big talk, Abe, was
how many years is Trey Lance? This is last year his
2,
deal?
just for the next year.
Oh.
Now here's the thing, Abe.
Okay.
Now, along with what D was saying, is it a make or break year? Next year is really Dak's make or break year. Because when he's up for that contract, if he goes out there and does something spectacular, he's gonna come in and say, Jerry, I want $60 million a year.
Well, hold on, Kev. If y'all saying that next year he's owed $60 million, y'all know how Jerry handle business now. Jerry be trying to cut your ass. He don't want to pay that last big money contract.
But I don't think he'd do it to his star quarterback, who will by then been here for 9 years.
He got a good insurance policy now.
Time out right there. Every last one of your star players, he's got rid of that was making money. Every last one of them. Think about this, Skip. Who Dez Bryant was making a whole bunch of goddamn money. He cut Dez like one shit.
Dez guy had the Butterfingers too now, D.
But still, they were paying. These were people they were paying.
Right.
He said DeMarcus well on about his damn bid.
He was old. He was long in the tooth, D.
But
he went to Denver and then retired.
He won a Super Bowl.
He would have definitely won a Super Bowl the next following year, and he was a contributor.
He was.
Now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying now, when he get ready to get close to that big money contract, what happens? What happens? Either he's gonna try to get him to restructure. Wait a minute, he set Zeke up at this moment. What you got, man?
Zeke's contract was up.
Prediction. Now that I've heard the facts and the schematics of it, if that don't get to the NFC Championship game this year or next year, get his ass out. They're gonna get his ass out.
Well, you got to think between this year and next year, Dak's going to make $90 million.
Right.
Yeah, next year. So I don't care. You can send me
his ass out of there.
Yeah, I go play in Iran.
I go with my $90 million. I'll never play another down.
I predict
NFC Championship, he'll be safe.
I predict he won't get the 90.
You think
he won't get the
90?
Either he's not gonna get the 90, or they're gonna try to restructure his deal because it's not gonna be feasible for him then to pay him $60 million. Because you're gonna have Michael Parsons coming up for contract. You're gonna have Diggs coming up for contract at the cornerback position. You gotta think what you got on the other side too now. Plus what you're gonna want to sign if somebody come up free agency and draft pick. It does not warrant you to pay him $60 million if y'all ain't got no right.
And you're right. And that's the problem with these dumb behind professional athletes backloading their contracts. Everybody that got them $80, $90, $120 million contracts, they backload them. Mahomes did it. You signed me to a $500 million contract for 10 years, I want $50 million a year. Don't give me 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. No. Give me my money up front, because the longer you play, the older you get, and the more broke down your body get. And like what's going to happen to Dak, like you say, D. Now it's time to make 60, get him out of here. We'll pay him a portion of it and send him on into the sunset. No, I said this all the time, and I'm going to let y'all go. I know I'm long-winded. A NFL player, when they get these big contracts, they're paid for what they've done. If a fan is crazy enough to believe I'm paying him this $120 million to keep doing, to do something different, no. You play to get the money. You know, Trey Lance ain't did nothing to warrant a big contract. So he's going to be cheap after 2 years. Because if things go like we think it's going to be, he's going to be on the bench. Learning the playbook, yeah, but he's going to be on the bench. So when it's time for him to re-sign, wherever he goes, it's going to be cheap. So why wouldn't Dallas re-sign it?
I've never seen them get a young backup like this man, like this.
Well, I tell you what, that cat that we just let go, Will Greer, he played in his final game last night against the Raiders. That boy showed out. You know, and you can't say that he would do that in a regular season game.
Right.
But
you know, he showed out so he could get picked up.
But the thing with Will Greer, he was highly scouted coming out of West Virginia. He was on Carolina's team. They got rid of him. Y'all picked him up. You see what I'm saying? So it's a merry-go-round when it comes up to the backup quarterbacks, and then you got to think about something. Y'all Cooper, what is his name? Rush the backup quarterback, right? Okay, yeah. So Cooper Rush skill set and that skill set is not the same. It's two different quarterbacks. Now I bring in a Trey Lance type caliber, same skill set as a Dak Prescott. Now your offense won't fall off if you have to play him. You see what I'm saying? If it comes to that. It's not because now, to be honest with you, in the last 2 seasons, has Dak played on those seasons?
Season before, yes.
Season before, when he came.
Yes.
But he came back from an injury the season before that, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So
and he snapped his leg.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Then
he had a thumb injury too, right?
He broke his damn thumb last year.
That was last year.
He hit the dude in the helmet, yeah.
Yeah,
that was last year.
So that's what I'm saying. I would be very concerned, like you said, that's $60 million that's lingering 2 years from now, barring the injury process, because you know it's gonna come up, Skip. They're gonna be talking about injury prone. He ain't putting up the numbers. He ain't doing whatever it is to try to get out of that $60 million.
He still puts up but that's the thing. Even with 16 interceptions last season, again, what kept making me mad about that was the fact that he was tied for the most interceptions. They weren't talking about the other side of that coin, who he was tied with, Josh Allen. They were just talking about Dak and his interceptions. But like Skip said, he was also one of the top 5 quarterbacks. When it comes to passing yards, completions, all of that, he was still in the top, even though he had the interceptions. So either way you look at it, throughout his whole career, he's been in the top of passing
since he took over the starting QB.
I think I saw the other day he's got like a 67 completion rate for his entire career.
Oh.
Or maybe it was higher. No, 77. Sorry.
That's damn good. But you know, I hate the fact that the narrative can be spun so quickly, and then it becomes, you know, it's supposed to be physical. It's supposed to be real. Dak Prescott is not in danger of losing his job, but as soon as they sign Trey Lance, oh boy, Dak on his way out. What? No, Trey Lance can't go nowhere and start right now. No other team, because he still got to learn the offense. The playbooks are not this big. He like Coach A said, he got to learn that language, man. You got to learn to do this here to the receiver, and the receiver know what he's talking about. All that takes practice and time. So we as fans keep buying into these crazy behind narratives. And
I think too, lastly, that Dak did have a heavy. They had to be pass heavy last year. I think was Zeke on the roster last year? Was he hurt? Yeah.
He was on there. Him and Pollard were trading off.
Did Pollard get hurt?
No.
In like the last game, in one of the playoff games. He got hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, I just saw like I don't want to say a demise with Zeke, but I just think Dallas and Kellen Moore, who's now the OC in LA, by the way, the Chargers, was very pass happy to where, you know, I think this kid Deuce Vaughn, I like him, Kev. I like that kid.
Kellen Moore was CD happy, not pass happy. Yes. He was CD happy. Yes. Get the ball to CD at all costs, whether he's in double, triple, or quadruple coverage.
I think that's what kind of hurt that.
And it made Dak look bad. But you know, Dallas ain't had something that they used to have the whole Emmitt Smith career. An offensive line that could run block and pass block. When Emmitt was there, he always was 3-4 yards before he got touched. That's a line. And they stayed healthy. They did their jobs, and they was all pros. So you
I think we'll see that this year, Skip. I think we'll see that. I think we'll see that line this year.
No, not like
I believe so.
Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn.
Well, with Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn trading off, they so fast and explosive. If that line can give a good 2-second hold, they got 10, 15 yards.
I can run through a 2-second hold, Kev.
Yeah,
you know how long that is in the NFL?
Give it a goddamn. I'm sorry, excuse me. Give it a dang half second then.
There you go.
Whatever. Hey, man, real quick, we're gonna go to commercial real quick. Hang on.
Are you and your friends or family looking to have a good time? Come experience Too Fresh Transportation. They offer multiple luxurious vehicles to choose from that are super clean and COVID sanitized. With all vehicles having a wide range of seating space, a custom bar with a hookah, and an Apple and Google TV, a PlayStation 5, a removable dance pole, and a custom stereo. So remember, next time you book a ride, book Too Fresh, because Too Fresh is above the rest.
Oh shit! I'm trying to make it back on time. Yes, Too Fresh is above the rest. Man, Skip, go ahead and give me your last take. I'm out of breath.
Oh wow. My 49ers are gearing up, man, to go 13-4 again this year. No, I'm gonna talk about this trade, man, with Shanahan. I know he's the offensive guru, quarterback master, or whatever. I really hope that this trade to the Cowboys does not bite us in the butt with injury like what we went through last year. I told Ditas he's an Eagles fan, and everybody else I told, if Purdy don't get hurt, we beat the Eagles and we go to the Super Bowl. There was no reason why the Eagles shouldn't have blew us out. They didn't. We lost our quarterback. We couldn't move the ball. They backdoored into the Super Bowl. That's my opinion. If you watch the game, you'll see. But anyway, the 49ers are doing, I guess, uncommon. They're making uncommon moves for the franchise. There's no reason why Bosa shouldn't be signed. The narrative now is we got rid of Trey Lance so we can sign Bosa. That's just $5 million. That's not going to be enough to help to get Bosa back in the camp. Go ahead and go over the salary cap, sign the man, and get your team back together so we can go on our little winning streak. But that's my little rant about my 49ers. Cowboys, Falcons. Peace out.
This man excited.
Hey man,
I had to get him, man. I had to get him, you know. I promise you my mom wasn't gonna curse.
He just cursed in sign language.
Thank y'all for tuning in tonight, man. And I appreciate it. Everybody that tuned in as we got the Fearsome Four is back together. I'll be at the Stevenson and Carver game this weekend. Seeing the Poop Flute is very, and I'm very proud of her. To see her coming out of the shell and playing in the band, and Mama's enjoying it also. So, yeah, that's what I got, man. Again, it's mental health. I'm still on that. You know, always check on your loved ones, make sure everybody's okay, because you never know what people are going through day in and day out. And again, I appreciate everyone. Congratulations, Lambo, again on y'all road trip. As y'all keep stomping and making mud holes out of everybody. And appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. I just want to appreciate y'all, everybody out there. Keep supporting Lambo. Thank y'all, the coaches, the parents, and especially the kids who come to work, you know, every practice day and every game day, looking to get better, looking for a win. But football season, just period, man, is upon us. College is in full force. NFL starts next week, Thursday. And it's just an exciting time, man. I'm definitely looking forward to indulging in these games Saturdays and Sundays, Thursdays, Mondays, whichever days. And it's all in full effect, man. But the most important thing we all have to do together is rise up.
Sit down. Man, I usually don't have a last take, but I am a week late on this. I'm sorry I could not be on the show last week. But Sean O'Malley is the new bantamweight champion of the UFC with a second round knockout to Aljamain Sterling.
Yes, sir.
Sterling talked all that junk.
Yes, he did.
And Sean O'Malley walked out of that locker room with nothing but focus in his face. And he said, I'm going to wait for this one thing. He said, Aljamain, you're going to let your guard down. I'm going to find your chin. And that's exactly what he did. So congratulations, Sean O'Malley. And for everyone tuned in here tonight, we thank you. We will be back next week. I don't know what these cats are doing over here. You got Parkinson's now or something. Anyways, for everybody here at the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast, we thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time. Until then, keep your beer cold and your wings lemon pepper, baby. We out.